In 2012, director and writer Woody Allen made a romantic, sweet, light-hearted time travel film which is called Midnight in Paris. So this film stars Owen Wilson, Adrian Brody, Marion Cotillard, and many others. So in this episode of Spoiler Alert with Sanket, I have invited a very special guest. His name is Tapan Desai. So Tapan is a fellow podcaster and he's the co-host of What the Hat podcast, which is on Spotify and Apple Music as well. So in this episode, Tapan will be sharing his experience of watching this great, light-hearted, sweet film, and I'll be also sharing my experience as well. So this film is like available to rent on DVD. So do check this film out. Do watch this great film, and then watch this spoiler-filled discussion on this great film. Hi Tapan, welcome to Spoiler Alert with me, Cinephile Sanket. So today we are discussing our both favorite films, which is called Midnight in Paris, which is directed and written by Woody Allen. So Tapan, would you like to do the honors of introducing this film?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Midnight in Paris by Woody Allen. It's about this author, Gil, who writes content for movies, but then he wants to write something for himself. I think he wants to write a book, right? And then when he decides to do that, he decides to go to Paris for some ideas or creative thinking, and then just starts the loop where he romanticizes 1920s, right, which was the golden age for him in France, Paris. And every night at midnight he goes back. Somehow he goes back via a taxi in time and meets all his mentors, kind of a thing, who are like these great authors, Hemingway and then Fitzgerald, and people like that who inspire him. And I think the whole movie is very interesting. It makes me happy. The first time I saw the movie, I felt very happy. I wanted to go to Paris. It was very beautifully directed. So, yeah, that's a short summary of the movie.
So, Tapan, what was the main reason that did you pick this film for this to discuss on my podcast?
I picked a lot of movies, to be honest. But this one, as I said, it made me very happy after I saw the movie. I I haven't watched it like as frequently as I've watched Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter series, right? But this movie, I keep going back to it after like couple of years, 3 years, when I'm feeling very low or something. It just makes me feel happy in the sense that I feel a satisfaction that there was a good ending and the guy gets what he wanted, and the story has a very nice end. Plus, it's like a good struggle between the main character and being nostalgic. And I live similar to the main character. I live in nostalgia a lot, so I feel a good connection to that movie. That's the reason.
What is
Yeah.
your nostalgia period like? What was your favorite? Like for Gil, it was the 1920s. What was your?
Yeah, mine wasn't that long ago. Mine is just like when I was in college. It was nice. It was good times. It was very simple. So 2010s, I guess. But I am no intellect like Gil. Gil had a lot of knowledge. When I was watching the movie, I had to literally search for every character. Like Hemingway, I know about him, for example, and Fitzgerald because he wrote The Great Gatsby, right? So I knew them, but the other characters I had to Google them, like Cole Potter, and like even the music that was working. So the way the movie is built, it's very beautiful, and like I had to keep Googling each of the scenes or the venues or the characters every time. So I learned a lot while watching the movie as well.
Oh, same here.
Yeah. What?
Actually, what? Yeah. So I actually watched this film for the first time, and like not just today, but like I watched this back in 2017, and I like this film. Obviously, I became a huge fan of Woody Allen. But what happened was, I was attracted to this film. I don't know why, but like I was attracted to this film by the literature and by those like authors coming into life. And obviously, we all knew Hemingway, as you said, like we had some poems and proses in our in a school days. But and I remembered F. Scott Fitzgerald because of The Great Gatsby, which he wrote. But like just like you, I also don't remember any of the other people like as well. So what
Yeah.
I in the second viewing, what I did was whenever there was an whenever an author comes to a picture, or like Gill or any of the other authors, who is like or any of the other characters who are mentioning someone, I used to just pause the movie and just Google them. And that was my like second viewing of that film, and that was like and then I became I started reading novels, and then I discovered this guy like Ernest Hemingway. And then I later found out that why he is like one of the greatest novelists, like he is included in one of like those lists, the greatest
Yeah.
novelist list. And then I got to know about Gertrude Stein, which is like you're the character, which is played by Kathy Bates. And actually, I just loved how this film this film actually gave a rebirth to all those great legends of the classic era of the of those 20s. And I love just love those like authors. But what are your favorite authors which were actually in this which were featured in this film?
As I said, I just knew about Fitzgerald and Hemingway. I haven't read like any other people's work. So Hemingway also I haven't read in detail. Great Gatsby, I know about it, but again, I haven't read the book. Just watched the movie. So, but yeah, I in all honesty, I did not have any favorites like in terms of their work that they have done.
But
Pablo Picasso maybe, but I don't understand their art.
oh, sure. Same here. I also don't understand any of their arts, like not just. And also, what happened was, so in the second wing, what happened was, I and not in the second wing, but actually, I rewatched this film just earlier today. And what happened was, I was shocked that this film doesn't even like. They have authors also featured in this movie, but they have the artists all as well. Like I knew Pablo Picasso, who was Pablo Picasso. Obviously, like he is a very famous famous artist, but I never knew the other people. Like I am just forgetting the name. Yeah, Salvador Dali and all those other other people which were mentioned. And I'm actually grateful that I'm just discovering all those people in this film. Like actually Woody Allen just did a great job in just making a love letter to the city of the city of Paris. And even I discovered Louis Buñuel, like who is also I think the only one filmmaker who is mentioned in this sorry, who is featured in this film, because all of these other characters were novelist authors and
Yeah.
uh, artists, but no
Yeah,
one
it
was
was Bunwell's movie that they mentioned, right? Where everyone gets locked in the room or something, they cannot leave the room.
I I don't like so seriously speaking, actually I don't know which film he was talking about. So he actually suggested to make a film about like this something, but I don't know which film, like because I have only watched Buñuel's one film, that which is called That Obscure Object of Desire.
Hmm.
Like I haven't watched that, so I have to discover his filmography to just to understand what Gil Bender was talking about in that moment. That's the thing.
Hmm.
But if I may ask you, what was your favorite scene in this film?
Yeah. So sorry, the movie is called The Exterminating Angel,
Oh
in
wow.
which after dinner people cannot leave the room. It's a thriller.
Mhm.
I just googled. Favorite scene in the movie. I think all the scenes that happen once, like after midnight, right? All of those scenes are very beautiful. I really love the opening sequence of like it's. I think it's 5 minutes of just music and scenes of daily life in Paris. I really like that. And what else? Yeah, I think all the midnight scenes and the opening sequence, those were my favorites. And then the ending is very nice as well. I really liked the whole arc playing out, that he finally found someone who loves to walk in the rain, because Paris is very beautiful in the rain. So that's what the movie starts with, and that's what the movie ends with. So it's very beautiful.
Yeah, actually,
You? What
yeah,
about you?
the entire movie, I would say, because from the first scene, like itself, uh like it was just beautiful to see the entire sequence like playing out with some great music, just like we are seeing Paris from how like it looks in the sunrise, and then in like how it looks in the night. And that was just beautiful. And even I just noticed just when I watched it earlier today, when like for like I rewatched it for this podcast. I noticed that whenever he was with his fiance, he was like the colors were actually very, I would say, like a very dark, like a very light yellowish colors were used.
Hmm.
But whenever he used to go back in time in the time traveling thing, the colors were very like like yellowish colors were very bright, and I actually loved all those, and I actually loved that thing about this like the color scheme of this in this film, which was actually, this film is actually shot by a very famous like my one of my favorite cinematographers in the world. Actually, he like his name is Darius Konji, and I just loved his like earlier work as well, and his work like after Midnight in Paris as well, and it's just beautiful. And which also says that like Paris is actually beautiful too, because like I have watched many films which are to be like which are like those films like Les Miserables and Deepan, which shows the bad side of Paris, those suburbs, those criminally driven side of Paris. Like for a change, I watched this film. Like I just loved it. I just fell in love with Paris, and I actually, and now I actually have a dream to like just visit Paris just once in my lifetime to experience that like
Yeah.
that moment, and and to even go to Paris and to like walk the streets of Paris in the rain, because Paris in rain is very beautiful.
Yeah, you will be disappointed. I think the Paris that is shown in the movie, it's a very romantic version. Actual Paris is not like that for sure.
Oh wow.
But everyone who's listening or viewing, if even if you don't watch the movie, just watch the opening sequence. You can YouTube uh, and search for it, like Midnight in Paris opening sequence, and just watch that 2 or 3 minutes of Paris and the music. It's beautiful.
It's damn beautiful. Like even for like for me, the transition between like the 20s to the 19th century was just amazing, because like it is a backstory. So in February I watched Moulin Rouge, and like in just the starting of the film, I was introduced to this music. Like I think yeah, it's just like the tune is
Yeah.
and I was obsessed with that music. And like whenever I used to like listen anywhere in YouTube or anywhere here, I was just hooked by it. And I didn't knew that Midnight in Paris also had this music. And when they were transitioning into the 19th century, and I was like, Oh wow! That was a pretty amazing edit
Yeah,
or a jump to a different era of the world. That was just awesome. But
yeah.
I
I
all
think that
yeah.
music plays every time F1. Like if you watch F1, every time they win on the podium and they spray that champagne, the same music plays every time.
Oh, okay. I didn't knew about it
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
this.
You were asking something.
Yeah. But actually, I wasn't asking, but yeah, I was actually thinking that this tune is actually very familiar to those Paris set movies. I think because Moulin Rouge was also set in Paris, and it is kind of very related to Paris. So that's the reason I think very it is very relatable to the city of Paris. But and that's the thing actually.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, 100%.
yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, no, I wasn't saying anything.
So like I would ask you, are those like have you watched any other Woody Allen films apart from this film?
I don't think so. I think he directed New York as well, right?
Yeah.
It says,
No,
yeah, I haven't.
Manhattan.
Manhattan, sorry, yes. But I haven't watched it. It has been on my list for the longest time. Maybe I'll watch it next weekend or something like that. But this is the only movie I've watched. I need to dive deeper into Woody Allen's movie collection, I guess. But I haven't, in all honesty. This is the only way. Have you watched anything?
No, like I started his like breakthrough film, I would say Annie Hall, yeah, but I couldn't complete it. I don't know, or I don't know why, but I couldn't complete it. But I have a that film is also on my watch list. And also Manhattan, you just mentioned it because the cinematographer of Manhattan was Gordon Willis, and he is one of the legendary cinematographers of all time. And I just
Hmm.
love him because he also shot the Godfather series, all those three films as well. So, but is this film sorry? Are there any other films which do you like about which are set in Paris?
Hmm.
Have you watched
I
anyone like any other stuff which are like?
I no, I don't think so. I don't
Oh,
remember. No, I don't think so.
you should
You
watch
have examples?
you should watch Moulin Rouge. You should watch Les Weekend. I think Les Weekend is it's a British film, but it's set in Paris. So that's great. It also has a similar kind of plot line, where in that film the yeah the couple actually come to Paris just to celebrate their 60th. No, just to celebrate their wedding anniversary. I don't know which year, but like they were coming to Paris to celebrate their wedding anniversary. But that was actually beautiful. So you should watch that. Even Moulin Rouge. And if you want to watch the dark side, the gangster criminal side of it, then watch Les Miserables. Please watch that film. And
I've heard about it.
what's deeper? No, you have you have heard about that the 2012 film which stars
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman and Anne Hathaway. But the film I'm talking about is it's a 2019. It's a 2019 film. It's just it's just great, and I was so shocked about after watching that film I revisited Deepan and because those two films actually this film actually as you said this film romanticized Paris how we look at, but that actually those two films actually tell us that yeah Paris also has this kind of dark side of it, and we should also watch that dark side obviously. So
Yeah.
I'm just glad that those two films actually introduced me to that part of Paris.
Yeah. For me, like Midnight in Paris, it's nice about like I like Paris and how it is shot. But more than that, I feel Gil, right? It's his idea of what art should be, and versus the difference that he has in the opinion with his wife constantly throughout the movie. That is also very beautiful because it shows a cognitive dissonance in his brain, that he wants to be more artistic but his wife is very materialistic. So he's constantly, because even that scene where they go to a furniture store and his wife and his mother are like, this is 20,000 euros, and he's like, why would you spend 20,000
Cheap
euros
is
on a
cheap.
chair? Yeah, exactly. So he likes doing things because it's very artistic. His wife is always trying to tell him, like, be a writer in Malibu, we can have a house there, you can direct movies, you can write movies which will make money and things like that. But he wants to be artistic about things. So this difference in opinion, he tries to be, there is a difference in opinion from the beginning, but then when the throughout the movie he goes back to his mentors and everyone, and he tries to understand what's the actual issue. And at the end of the movie he realizes that he is not like working with his wife, even though he's getting married, right? She is her fiance, like they are going to get married soon. So that piece where he makes peace with it, like, we are fine, we should break up now, and I want to move to Paris and pursue what I want to do in life. I think even that journey is something which I really like, because he makes peace with himself, who he is. So I also like that part of the movie. Like, there is Paris, and then there is the other part where he is going on that journey with himself.
Yeah, but actually, I also have a dream, to just go in a nostalgia tour. That's the thing. What if I actually someday end up like Gil, but I actually have a dream to visit all those filmmakers, not the literary. I'm an aspiring filmmaker, so I actually want to visit all those filmmakers like Stanley Kubrick, the people like Alfred Hitchcock and all those people, which I just admire them. But if you get a chance, just like Gil, which authors would you like to meet?
Hmm. I think most of them will be philosophical. Marcus Aurelius, who wrote the Meditations book, he's the emperor, Roman emperor, right? I don't know if I'll be able to meet him. Lao Tzu. Who else? I think all of them are dead for like 2000 years at this point. Even Ved Vyas, how did he come up with Mahabharata? The idea of Mahabharata, which is very like one of my favorite epics. So yeah, all those people. It will be mostly Lao Tzu or Marcus Aurelius, either of those. Sun Tzu as well. The Art of War. It's one of my favorite books. But thinking about how to live, how do you serve your purpose, it's something that I keep thinking a lot about. And I think everyone should do that. But these authors, they had some form of answers. So maybe I'll meet them.
Oh wow, yeah, sure. Oh, okay. So, but finally, I have to end this conversation. But thank you so much, Tapan, for coming to my podcast. I hope I'll have you super soon to discuss another great film of yours. Like you have sent me a list of some 4 to 5 films that you like the most. So, I'll hope that we'll hope that we'll discuss one of those films super soon.
Yeah, hoping the same. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and also Tapan also has also have a podcast of yours as well. So uh, I'll be sharing the link of the podcast in the description. So if people can if people want, they can check it out on the podcast as well. So thank you so much, Tapan, and I'll
Yep,
see you soon.
yep, thanks. Bye.